gonna wait for this door to open all the way?
Just, it's building tension. Gotta admire the showmanship.
So I want to start out with coming into this series, into season two. What were kind of those first conversations like with Michael Jonathan Smith when coming into this established post-apocalyptic world? Were you briefed, and kind of what were some important things that he noted?
Oh, I guess like because MJ's so cool with improv and we could make things up, it was like we just had to be careful not to say things that were too modern. Because I think the apocalypse happened like 2002 or 3 or something, so all the references are older, so that was like something to remember, which I love because I'd never have updated my style or my music taste since then anyways.
Yeah, I feel like it was just a lot of excitement. I was a huge fan of the show. I was a huge fan of what they did in season one. And it was a lot of excitement. MJ kind of broke down what the overall arc of the season was and what it was for me. And it was just this amazing experience.
This show balances comedy with heavy action, so nicely. So, what is the most challenging thing about keeping a stunt-heavy show grounded with your performances?
Sorry, I laugh because I'm like, I don't think I've ever done a grounded performance in my life. But I think Richard answered this question.
I mean, I think it's trusting the circumstances and trusting what's behind what's going on. And I think that that's something that the show actually does really, really well, which is why the jokes really land, which is why the action is like cheer worthy. It's like watching a sporting event. It's like it's almost like Rudy meets Mad Max for me. It has a ton of heart.
Well, Lisa, I would say that Vermin is somewhat grounded because she kind of just wants to feel.
Thank you, Michael.
She wants to just be a part of something. You know what? When Quiet and Raven were going off, she wanted to tag along. So I think she is somewhat grounded, and your performance is.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
Both your characters have unique voices in this show. So what were some of the challenges when performing and using your voices? Richard, you had multiple. Lisa, you definitely had a certain lisp going on.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest challenge is like, I guess getting approached between every take and going, "Hey, ma'am, we simply can't understand a word you're saying." So I did a lot of cleaning that up in ADR in the edit. So hopefully it's fine.
It sounded great. Yeah. What about you, Richard?
I mean, it was a challenge in the homework when I got to set. There would be some times where we'd sort of shift around some of the voices and put them in different places, but it was very intuitive. It was very, very fun.
Were there specific notes that coming into the show that you knew your voices needed to have, or was it kind of just playing around with it a bit and finding what works and what doesn't work?
Basically, for me, it was doing the homework to decide which voices would accomplish my goal.
Hmm.
And my goal for a lot of the show is to just fuck with people and get them. So, the voices would or help them as well, as we see later. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of homework.
Lisa, what were you the voice that you used, was that something that you had an idea of going in, or was that something you talked about? How did you kind of just land on that specific one?
Well, it said in the audition breakdown, it said this character, I think it said something like, might have a lateral lisp. So of course I Googled it and it was like that little critter from Ice Age. And so I was like, oh, I can do that. And then later on set, talking and laughing with the writers and like getting to know them and hanging out, they were like, oh, when we conceived of this character, every time someone like pitched a line that Berman would say, they would kind of do it in that voice. So it just became like an inside joke for the writers. So I was so happy to join in on it and do what they were like, oh, we know it's stupid, but we always say it like with this voice. And I was like, down, I'm going to do it. Perfect.
There you go. That's perfect. So this season two is all about winning the tournament, getting a wish. What do you think drives each of your characters to win and to kind of be the winner of this tournament that they've long aspired for?
Well, I know Vermin's goal is to exterminate humanity and have the bugs take over. So
sure, but what do you think is the reasoning behind that?
it's a good question. That's a therapy question, Michael.
Do you think people just aren't nice to her, and then she feels more associated with bugs.
Yeah, she identifies more with the bug of it all. Bugs get chased and killed and squashed, and everyone's afraid of them without understanding them. And so Vermin probably really relates to that.
And what about Mr. Grimm, Richard?
I feel like Grimm's he just wants as many souls as possible. He's been a lonely man, and the party in his head with everyone invited is just too good to pass up. It's like a drug.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you both so much for your time. This has been amazing. I'm so excited for people to see season 2 and see all this crazy chaos and comedy and just all this wild stuff. So thank you both so much for your time. It was very nice meeting you.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you
So
too.
nice to
Thank you,
meet you.
Michael.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.